That's why I'm under attack. When you're destined for greatness, then you understand the cause through all these.
Welcome to Real Talk with Elisha. Of course, my name is Elisha, and I want to start the show by always saying I'm not a therapist. My show is really about life experiences and what we deal with in our daily lives. And tonight, I want to talk about embracing change and finding strength in life transitions. Okay. So, the first thing I want to talk about is dealing with life changes. So as you see, the question up here is life is full of changes, some expected and others that take us by surprise. How do we deal with these shifts, especially when they challenge our sense of self? So I will say, um, hold on one second. Um, Dealing with life changes. So I really didn't. Let me start by saying I really wasn't going to do my show tonight. I want to start by saying that I am going through some life changes right now, and it's with my emotions. And I want to say that dealing with this life changes in your life and the transitions is really hard, especially when you're dealing with people, your kids, and life itself. And I had a lot that I wanted to say in a whole different perspective. Um, so I'm going to do my best tonight to give you what I can. And I'm going to be real as I can because it's real talk with Alicia. So I'm trying to be as real as possible because if I can't, then it won't be real talk. So I am going through some changes. I'm going through some emotions that is very crazy because I'm an emotional person and I can't admit that. Far as that question that we had up there is how do I deal with it? Well, like it says, life is full of changes. So some expected and others take us by surprise. So when you're going through a lot of different transitions, how do I deal with it? I'm gonna be honest with you, it's very hard. And I know a lot of us go through this process that we deal with our emotions in a whole different perspective. And some of us may cry, some of us may be angry, some of us may be sad. And at the same time, when you get that way, it's hard to really pull yourself out of that transition. Well, not transition. Pull yourself out of that feeling that you got going on. How do I deal with that? I'll be honest with you. Lately, in the last few months, I have not been able to deal with it. I try my best, and as you can see on my social media, as much as I try to really promote positivity, and I'm gonna be honest, dealing with all these changes is very hard to be positive in this crazy world that we're living in. Um, I deal with it. I cry. Um, I cry when you're by yourself. Of course, a lot of us do that. Probably in the shower. Mostly of us, for females, do we do it in the shower? We do cry a lot, and we just deal with it in our own way. Um, I try to. How can I say it? I try to be as positive as I can be, um, and I have to continue being that way because I see other people are really paying attention to my social media. I met someone today out of the blue out in a store and just called out my name and pretty much was like, "You're Alicia," and I just wanted to say thank you for your "If No One Told You Today" segments, and it made that person feel really good that I do it. And It was a life changing experience to understand that someone actually listens to my segments. I do that because, as you know, I do these shows, not the show, but I do those segments to motivate myself. And I do that to try to start my day of saying those things, because sometimes we don't have people telling us those things, and we don't have people really motivating us to be ourselves. And we tend to lose that sometimes. So, in dealing with that, I try to do the best that I can in dealing with the shifts in this roller coaster of emotions that you deal with on an everyday life. And it's hard for people to actually do that. So um one of the common emotional thing that I do is I do cry. I could cry over anything, to be honest with you, and I get teased a lot about that. But um I'm a very emotional person. I think I take on a lot of people hurt and pain, and I do that because I know how it feels. And this is why I do those segments, is to actually try to motivate myself to know that if I don't have anyone um, pushing me, supporting me, I have to do it myself. And a lot of us really don't have those people to really push you. So, you have to really talk to yourself in those manners to actually get yourself motivated and to overcome whatever you're dealing with through that day. I try to practice what I preach, but sometimes it's very hard. So I just want to put that out there. It's hard to actually um, shift from being angry, being mad, being sad, into trying to be positive as you can be. I have been told that so many times that I live in this fantasy world. And and I'm starting to believe it, because it's not just one person saying it. It's a lot of people tell me that. And it's I second guess that, because if I don't think it's a right or wrong way for people to think how they want to think. I think if a person feels that they want to handle their situation differently, then we as people need to try our best to understand it. Sometimes people get too passionate with other people's feelings because they know how that feels. And when we do that, we tend to really the older we get is when we really get more aware of the energy and the people that we deal with. So getting when you hear a lot of negativity with people, and you're yourself going through that, and you're trying your best to push them to be more positive in a different sight to see, it's a challenge. And I've been trying my best to do that. And I noticed that I really have to really focus on myself more than I focus on trying to help others. I try to help others because, like I said, I know how that feels. And I know hurt is hurt. People hurt, men or women, we go through the same emotions. It's just we have different situations. And hurt is just hurt, like I said. And we go through that. And a lot of people just don't understand how much we are just alike. And it's hard. So, in saying that, I just wanted to say, in order for us to, as people, to really get over the changes in the life situations we go through, um, you gotta like to try to analyze how you are and how you feel, and look at things in a brighter way. I want to say that that is kind of true, but sometimes the world makes you feel so closed in, and so it makes you feel wrong that you're trying to overcome the things that you're doing in a positive light. And when you have people that are so close to you that don't have that energy or don't feel that same way, it's kind of hard for you to move on from that emotion, if that makes sense. I've been trying to really keep a positive note. Like I said, I wasn't going to do my show because the way I feel. I don't want to bring depression or don't bring sadness to this segment of the show. I just wanted to be aware that we all go through this, and some of us go through this behind closed doors that is so tremendously hurtful that I hopefully, if you're listening to this, that it just know that sometimes you got to look at the positive part of it, and that's just who you are. If you are trying your best to get out of this sadness and this life changing experience that you're going through, the best thing is to try to analyze it and see it in a different light. And that's where I'm trying to do right now. And I'm trying to overcome that. As you can see, is it's very emotional to me right now because I'm really going through a really tough time of accepting who I am, because other people just don't see the things that I do. And I can't fault people for not seeing how I am or how I see things. I just have to, as my therapist say, boundaries, we have to just figure out our boundaries and know where we are in our lives with people, and know that we have to accept people for who they are and understand how you can adjust to that with them. um it was said, in life we are not promised anything. We have to believe and love ourselves enough to make our lives better. That is true. Some of us just don't know even know how to do that. We don't know how to love ourselves, and I'm one of them, and I'll be honest with you. It's hard to love myself when other people don't see the, what's that word, they don't see that light. Some people just don't understand that light, and it's hard for people to understand that. I've been trying my best to practice what I preach, especially when I say things on social media, because I want people to understand no matter what you're going through, you have to really try your best to be true to yourself. And I am who I am, and I thank everyone on my social media for helping me today to understand that I am who I am, and that's it. Thanks, Tamika. Tamika says, as long as you see it, I do see it, Tamika, and like I said, this world, it really brings you down. It really does, and it's up to you to really try to overcome that situation of not falling into that realm. Okay. Um, the next one is questioning life and relationships, right? So it's almost the same thing I was trying to say in the beginning. It's a natural. The question is, you may ask yourself, do I give up on life or should I give up on everything and everyone? Okay. And I did make a post today about that I was giving up on everyone and everything, because um I noticed that by the older I'm getting, I'm figuring out life and energies. And I think from my last couple of shows, I did explain that to people, that I go by energy now and how people energy is. And if your energy is negative, sometimes it draws people to that negativity because that's all we know. And it's hard for you to get out of that negativity when you're going through your own process and you're hearing other people with that negativity. So you try your best to, uplift the other people to know that, hey, listen, you know, um, you can do it. And it's very hard. Um, my feelings towards that is it's like I said, I've been having a rough day, rough couple of months, to be honest. It's sometimes things do feel like it's crashing down, but you have to really try to acknowledge your strength and what you really have to offer, and you have to really become one with yourself to understand it. If people can't see what you're offering, then you have to make your boundaries, like I was saying earlier, and really have to step back and understand that people are who they are, and you as a person shouldn't try to change that. If the person is in a negative realm and you're trying to um, be there for people, then you can only do your best. And if they are the only ones, they have a choice to either pick it up or don't pick it up. So that will be how I will feel as far as that of giving up. I mean, sometimes people do want to give up and say, hey, I'm done with this. However, when you do that, you have to take a deep breath and you have to really understand that it's more to life. You have to understand there's people that do love you. And if you don't feel that way, you have to look at yourself in the mirror and really see who you are. Um, I used to be this bubbly person. And when I say used to, I found myself in the last couple of years changing into not so much that person. I try to really keep her as I can. And like I said, it's very hard when you are in a world full of negative things that happens and negative things that people do. We all have to understand one thing, and then I want to say this is it's not about the show, but it's traumas. And I think since I've been handling my traumas, I've noticed a lot more of how people really see things. And we fault other people because of our traumas. And I don't think that's really fair for us to do as people. We need to be more you know what, let me change that wording is very it could make you or break you, so let me word that correctly. We should try to analyze our traumas and really deal with them instead of trying to blame others or our situation to make it seem like that's how it makes us. I don't know if that makes sense, but I just wanted to just say that. Um, should we give up on life, on everything and everyone? We get our moods. Look, we get our moods, and sometimes we want to, and sometimes we don't. You know, we as people should do neither. I'm not sure which. What are you talking about? We as people should do neither. I'm not. I'm not understanding that. Um,
You should neither give up on life nor should you give up on people. That is a fact. You should.
yeah.
That's not an option.
Right. I didn't. Yeah. I'm not saying to give up on life. I'm saying that if you going through that, you feel like you have to. You don't. You shouldn't have to. You should analyze what is the situation, and try your best to see it in a different light. And as I do that on a constant basis, I do see that sometimes it is hard for you to do, but you can do it as much as you try your best to not give up on life and yourself. Because giving up on yourself is like, why work so hard to do the things that you do if you're going to do that? Why give up on life if you are here breathing every day and you're trying to make something out of yourself? And I know how hard it is to, for life brings you down so much. I think if you really have that aspect of really trying to think positive, that each day is the opportunity for you to be a better person. And I think that'll help a whole lot if you think that way. And that's just my opinion. I'm not saying that's what you should do. It's everybody do their own thing. Everybody have their own life to live. But far as for me doing this show is more of being real with you on how people, me, how I actually feel in life. And I just want people to understand that I feel you. I understand the pain that you go through. And I do try to motivate you enough to know that you can do it. Even if I don't feel like that, but I do try to talk to myself to know that things will get better. And every day is a new day to be better. And like I said, it's all about how you have your boundaries with people and how you want to see your life. If you want to be happy, then your boundaries with people that is negative is to really try your best to understand that's their perspective and that's their opinion. And if that's how they want to live their life, then that's how it is. If you are trying to be positive and trying to switch around your emotions, then you do that for yourself and not try to always um you say your piece with others. You know, you try your best to help others as much as you can. And that's all you can do. And that's all I could say about that one. I think that's the best thing you can do is just try your best to have your boundaries and understand that everybody has their own opinion and they have their own vision of how they want their life. And if you're going through these things with people and they understand and they feel it in a certain way, it's best to you try your best to just leave it alone and do what you have to do for yourself. Because at the end of the day, you have to live with you. You have to feel a certain way. And it depends on how you feel. No matter if you're feeling down and out, you have to really try your best to talk yourself out of that emotion and try to uplift your spirits as much as you can. Okay. Um, the next one is we're gonna do a little game so we can liven it up a little. We're gonna try to these type of things is what you do. I think this is I gotta guess these
Yes, you are
people.
guessing. You are guessing the slides. You're just guessing the. Excuse me.
Okay, so Deadpool. Hey, hey, that is Mission Impossible. It says it right there. Wait, it could be Triple X or Fast and the Furious.
So which one?
Fast and Furious 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 19. Yeah, okay. See, I said it at the beginning. Dot dot dot. I don't even know that one. What? Dot 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 is Predator? Come on. They couldn't put the Predator guy with the cornrows, the braids or whatever he had on.
Uh oh. Hold on. Something wrong with the picture. Hold on. Let's refresh this. Hold on. Give me this refresh.
See, I knew something was
Something,
up.
something. This could pass. Nope. Uh oh.
Oh
Nope. They
man, well
got
that
no
was
picture
fun.
for it. All right. So my bad. We should have checked further in the game, but
I know. We checked
pardon me,
two, but we
everybody.
didn't
We
know it
tried,
was
but
gonna
they
do
did bring some laughter in there. So there you go. That's good.
that. Okay. So I guess we're going to the next one. Um, rediscovering hope. Okay, so how do you rediscover hope amidst life's challenges? It starts with small steps towards self-care and connection. Um, I'm gonna have to answer that for myself because I don't even know. Listen, to be honest, listen, I don't know how to answer this question. I really don't. All I can say is you keep positive, but it's hard being positive when it's so much negativity going on in this world. Like for real, I can't even answer that question, and I can't even help you with this one.
Do you do what? Can I step in? Can I just say something right
Sure,
quick?
sure.
Okay. See, I face this also. I think we all face this problem, and it made me want to come in and say something because at this time, I'm trying to rediscover my own hope. So I think we have to dig deep, or I have to dig. I'm gonna put this in my self term. I think this is a time for me to have to dig deep. And though it's hard and though everything seems to be coming at me, you know what? I think that I have to take initiative for myself and want it. And how bad do I want it? You know, things may be trying to bring me down to my lowest point, but am I going to allow it to mentally bring me down to my lowest point? See, this is the thing that I'm fighting for. And when I say it's time to, excuse me, when I say that I feel like I have to dig deep, it's because I feel like it's the time, and I feel like everything comes at you when you're digging, when you have to dig deep, and it forces you to dig deep inside yourself as a person, and then try to bring that reality to life. That's all I have to say on that. Good question, and I appreciate you for allowing me to answer that question. Thank you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that too. Um, yeah, that was a good one. um, Self care. Self care is a lot of things. We just got to figure out what it is. Uh, I have not been able to have self care like that. I mean, self care is like anything to. I don't even know what self care is. I've been trying to figure this out, and I hear people say, "Oh, you need to self care." I think self care is more of like taking time out for yourself. I do crocheting, and that really eases my mind. I watch movies to escape the reality of the world sometimes, and I guess that's probably why I live. People say that I live in a fantasy world the way I do, and the way I see things. uh I don't I don't know. I at this point I think in life we all should just focus on trying to be happy. Um we're getting older, we're not getting younger. Things are changing. Things are happening in this world is so crazy, and for us to really not see the bigger picture, well, everybody might have a bigger picture, but my bigger picture is to be happy within myself and with whoever I end up with. And if that person, far as like my kids, they understand my concept. I just want to be able to be happy with them, make memories, and enjoy this world that we are in, because today or tomorrow we might not be here. And in order for us to really accomplish these things is to really understand who you are. And I know it's kind of hard for us to understand who you are when you're trying to really find out who you are. And a lot of us do go through that process. So just try your best to understand that you can do it as much as you can. Is really, each small step towards yourself really does help. Yeah, yeah. I hope I did something. I'm trying my best to really keep this switching the emotions and how I feel. And I just want people to understand that happiness, it should be the biggest thing within yourself, and understanding others. And well, I can't even say that because that'll be contradicting myself what I said earlier. You have to have boundaries with others and really understand when you do the boundaries is to really understand, because it's not one person shouldn't try to be right, and it shouldn't be a competitive, and it shouldn't be a whose situation is better than the other. It's all about, hey, how can we solve this issue, and how can we lift each other up instead of always in this combative mode or defensive mode. And understand that laughter is a good thing, loving each other is a good thing, loving yourself is a good thing. When you do figure that out, I had to say that because I'm still figuring out how to love myself. And I think the biggest thing I'm noticing is to love myself is to understand that I am who I am, and I can't change that. I may live in this fantasy world of happiness and think that people should just learn to try to understand that we we all go through the same emotions. And that's my biggest thing that I don't think people understand is that our emotions is, it says a lot. And we should try to really be there for each other as much as we can. So in saying that, we're gonna do this. What's that video called? We're gonna show a video. I'm sorry, I forgot what is it called.
Training the mind is often quite different to how people imagine it to be. Maybe they have an idea it's about stopping thoughts or eliminating feelings, but the reality is a bit different. An easy way to think of it is to imagine yourself sitting on the side of a busy road, the passing cars representing the thoughts and the feelings. All you have to do is to sit there and watch the cars. Sounds easy, right? But what usually happens is that we feel a bit unsettled by the movement of the traffic. So we run out into the road and try and stop the cars, or maybe even chase after a few, forgetting that the idea was to just sit here. And of course, all of this running around only adds to the feeling of restlessness in the mind. So training the mind is about changing our relationship with the passing thoughts and feelings, learning how to view them with a little more perspective. And when we do this, we naturally find a place of calm. Will we sometimes forget the idea of the exercise and become distracted? Of course we will. But as soon as we remember, here we are, back on the side of the road again, just watching the traffic go by, perfectly at ease in both body and mind.
You muted yourself.
All this time I was on mute. Sorry, guys. It's so crazy. So I just want to say thank you. And I was saying about the traffic, that video was cool. It, oh Lord, I tell you. Um, the traffic video is really something about how life is and how we try to intervene. And we should really sit back and really try to understand how it is and be there as much as we can. So I want to say thank you for tuning in, and I see you guys next week, Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. And with better and better spirits, I hope we all have a great week on purpose.